Welcome back to This and That with Mitch and Matt. This is season 2, episode 5, and it's just us tonight. Just hanging out. It's been a shit week, boys. We lost DMX.
Man,
rest in peace.
Yeah,
DMX. You know, I grew up with DMX, like all through high school. Like, I was probably like 8th grade when he came out, and nothing made you more fucking pumped up than to listen to some DMX.
Yeah.
Even though you were like a chubby white redneck kid in Carter County. But it was on everybody's playlist. Like, it was in their cars. It was your gym mix. It was everything. He was the shit for a while, man. And then he was. Bub got old and he didn't do as well anymore.
You're only 50.
Hey, did you see the patches that Facts and Firearms came out with to commemorate DMX?
No.
Oh man, they are hilarious.
Some barrels?
Yeah, they came out with like those morale patches or whatever, and some of them had like quotes from the DMX song on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, gonna get it or something like that. I can't remember.
Give it to you.
Gonna give it to you. That's it. Yes. Yes. Is it Facts and Firearms? Gonna give it to you.
That's cool.
It's gonna give it to you. That's a top song.
I mean, he was only 50. Like, he wasn't that old.
It wasn't his age thing, but it was like how bad, like, 2 years ago, he got like arrested for impersonating a cop at an airport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, he pulled, I'm pretty sure the story was like he pulled over some college kids, and I'm sure he was just trying to find some drugs on them. Let me search your duffel bags. You know, and he grabbed him, and there wasn't shit in there. He was just pissed off.
Stop.
Imagine the cop that arrested him. Right.
Drop.
Stop. Stop. And they were like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, it's DMX. You're the cop. I bet they thought they were on like some reality show. Like, oh God, we're on MTV, and it's just fucking cracked out DMX trying to get some drugs.
If I was some famous rapper, especially one like DMX or ICP, like, the worst thing you could do is try to act like you were a cop, right? Like, who's gonna fuck? They're gonna recognize you immediately. They're gonna be
that's why ICP wears the face paint.
Cop.
That's why they wear the face paint.
Well, I'd say now they wear it so they're not classified as terrorists.
Well, it's rough. It's a rough life being a juggalo.
Can't catch them. Can't catch them if you don't know what
they
they
wear
look
shorts
like
anymore in public.
Yeah.
I won't let me in a fucking restaurant anymore. They put me in the back corner of a restaurant every time I go. Put him in the back corner. He's a gang member.
He's got the hatchet man.
All right. It's rough. I didn't stop there. I even got the word juggalo down my left leg, so that didn't help any.
You know.
And what are you going to cover that up with?
It's
this big.
I've got an embarrassing left leg tattoo story too.
Ooh. Fuck you, Matt. I see you laughing.
So it was kind of dumb all the way around because like Mason had bought a tattoo machine. And he was practicing, just playing around.
Any story that starts with Mason got a tattoo machine.
So I went up to his house, and he's listening to the Game, like that first Game album that blew up. And on the back, where the song list is, it shows him like his back, and he's got Compton tattooed across his back real big. And I had Mason tattoo Compton down my left leg.
I don't know why you would do that.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, it is. It is at the time.
It was funny for a while. Like, it was one of those things. Like, even I was joking. I was like, "Oh, this is definitely gonna be. This is funny at the time, kind of thing." It was funny for like a couple years. Like, it was funny for a good long time. And then
I feel like it's still funny. I mean,
it's funny, just in a different kind of way.
Well, now that it's gone, it's funny. Just from a different direction. But
did you cover it up with something?
Yeah, with Faith, my oldest daughter's middle name.
Nice.
But
so how do you get Faith out of Compton?
Garrett did it.
Shit. No pun intended.
Garrett did it with this big chrome graffiti font. It covered it up fine. You can only see a couple pieces of the old one.
Cover up work is like an art on its own. Yeah. Like, there's tattooists that are excellent at what they do if they have it like on paper and have it on there. But then to be able to cover up stuff, like, you got to be super creative to like you got like the words like, you know, dickhead on your back that your buddies did on like a trip to like Panama while you were drunk.
Yeah.
And like some tattoo artists, you know, they end up putting like a whale jumping over a fucking sun with some tribal, and it, you know, like, shit, what happened?
I would love to see that tattoo.
Tattoo sounds shitty too. Both those tattoos sound real shitty. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
Well, I've just never, I don't know. I've never looked at my tattoos like that. Like even the Compton one, I wasn't like regretting it and like, oh, I need to get this covered up. I was just kind of tired of it. Like the joke, it was a couple of years old. Like the joke had kind of worn out. So I was like, hey, Garrett, you want to cover this up? And he's like, yeah. So we did it.
So the thing about having a hatchet man,
out, but
if you have a hatchet man,
I only have one that's falling out. You go on. Sorry.
Or a juggalo tattoo or an ICP tattoo in general is when you run onto other folks who have this tattoo, they spot you from a mile away. Yeah. So I was in New Orleans on the honeymoon, and we were eating at a restaurant, like some kind of like uppity like pancake house. And like we're eating pancakes, and I got some shorts on. All of a sudden, from the back row, I hear whoop whoop, and I just hung my head. I was just like, fuck.
Here we go.
And it was right, like here it goes. And the girl was like, yo, what's up, homie? What's up, Juggalo? I wish you'd have told me you were here. I'd have hooked you up with some waffles. And I was like, that's cool. We can pay. She's like, you yell at me next time, Juggalo. I'll get you some waffles on the house. The wife don't know I snuck back down there 3 hours later and got another plate of waffles totally for free.
I'm gonna have to get a hatchet man tattoo.
Right, yeah, you'll come up with some shit, man. Like,
I mean,
even in Moorhead, I was in Moorhead the other day, and some guy on a motorcycle was like, whoop whoop, wah 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 wah, and just rode off, and I was like, all right. So yeah, you deal with that shit sometimes. And sometimes I'm with people and they're like, "What he saying?" I'm like, "I don't know. He wasn't yelling at me. I don't know who the fuck he was yelling at."
Nothing.
Nothing. Just keep walking. He's crazy. Just keep walking. And they're like, "Yo, homie, in the red shirt with the silver hat, your gray hat on. Yo, whoop whoop." And I'm like, I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah. So, dude back there, he's gone now.
Yeah, he was behind us. I don't know where he went. I don't know what whoop whoop. That's weird.
Did you guys ever see that DMX version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I played that at Christmas last year.
It is hilarious. He even finds like ways to like throw some yelling in with it and everything.
Yeah, he was good at that. I played that for my mother-in-law because she hated it. She hates me, I think. But I was like, I got a Christmas song for us. Hey, yo, bitch.
You know, that reminds me. You ever watch you remember the Dinosaurs show?
Yeah. Not the Sinclairs.
You remember what they did with their in-laws on that show?
No.
They got to a certain age, they threw them off a cliff. It was a celebration.
Oh, shit. I love my mother-in-law. I just don't know if she loves me all the time.
Yeah. Man, my mother-in-law got me like a True Glow 9mm sight tool. I mean, I was like, how the fuck did you know I needed this? And
Caitlin,
like, I just got it. I thought you'd like it. And hey, I was like, shit. Fuck
Caitlin's parents are amazing. So like, my dad never really been too involved.
Yeah.
My mom, a little weird, and came over
like mom.
Mitch, wild. Cool though. Mom's cool though.
Me and Mitch relate a lot on the mom team. We relate a lot. But I came over here and Caitlin's parents are amazing. It's like a family. Like what?
Yeah, that's nice to find.
Sometimes I get into trouble because I'm like, why do it? Why do this? This doesn't make any sense. She's like, this is what families do. And I'm like, I don't want to do
that. What's this feeling? What's this feeling? That's love. That's what love feels like. I'm like, get it off. Get.
It's kind of like the opposite with me and Mary. Like my like whenever we were like, we just had Oliver, and I was like, it's fine. I can get my family to help like watching Oliver and stuff. She's like, yeah, but we don't have the money for all that. I'm like, money? Like, yeah, we're family. We just help each other. We don't ask for money. It's just like,
what?
Yeah, I didn't experience that growing up.
Right. It's wild, man.
It's fine, babe. I mean, you'll get used to it. Just give it a little
your
time.
mom, though, man. Your mom is one of the sweetest ladies in the world because
Yeah.
I worked for your mom when I was younger.
I did too.
I remember I called off one day. Me and a buddy of mine both called off. And she was real smart. And we said we broke down in like Huntington, West Virginia. And we were like a mile away at my house playing PlayStation. So she sent somebody to come see if we were home. By the way, fuck you, Chris. I remember that shit. So he came and found us, went back and like told her that he found us. And I honestly think that I wasn't scheduled that night, but my buddy was. So she called us and had us come down there, and we were like, shit, we're in trouble. And she basically looked at him and she was like, hey, I'm going to fire you because you lied and you called off. So I tried that bro thing, and I was like, hey, look, Matt's mom, you fire him, you got to fire me too. And she was like, okay, well, you're both fired. And I was like, whoa, what? And she was like, all right, sweetheart, just bring your uniforms back. Like, I'll see you, Mitch. Bye, honey. And I was like, what? It was like the nicest firing, and I couldn't be mad about it. I was like, shit, man, should I get her something for fire? I gave her a card and say best wit. What do I do?
So
it was a horrible experience.
Renata hired me when Rebecca was pregnant with Layla, and I was just like, I need to work. And I worked there for a while, and Renata, she was always great. I loved her. So Dairy Queen would never give you like free food for lunch, right? You just got a discount.
No.
But then everybody just made food and ate it anyway. Like nobody really followed that. And I remember this one time I made like a chicken sandwich. I was eating. One of the managers said something and made me throw it away. I didn't say anything, but like Renata would have let me have it. But I had to leave.
I mean, she wasn't gonna make anybody like starve while you're there. If you don't have money for lunch, she'll let you eat lunch. Hell, she'd pay for it herself if you know. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're fine. I got a better job, like quite a bit higher paying job, and it was like I had to start the next day. And I told her, and she was like, "It's okay." It was like, "You just go on." She's like, "You got to do what you got to do." She said, "It's gonna be a while before I'm able to hire you again. Like if you want to come back." But Matt's got a great mom. She's always been cool.
Yeah. I mean, she don't put up with no shit, though. She takes her job serious. I'd worked in that job for like 3 years, and I was a punk. I'd call off all the time. Y'all just said you had to pay for I don't even remember having to pay for my food. I didn't know that was a thing. I just ate all the time. I mean, I just ate all the time. I called off. I just did the bro thing. Was like, you have to fire me. And she was like, okay, baby, I'm going to fire you.
Matt. What was your chicken sandwich order when you came through the drive-thru?
I wanted a crispy chicken sandwich with only mayonnaise and tomato, but I didn't want it on the sesame seed bun. I wanted it on the grill burger bun.
What a picky prick. Perfection.
And I wanted it fresh. I did not want it dropped again because it made it crunchy. I didn't want it crunchy. I just wanted it fresh.
He'd come through the drive-thru. I'd open up, and he's like, "Hey, Blake, I want a fresh fried chicken sandwich with extra mayo, 1 slice of tomato on a grill burger bun."
Completely off menu.
My mom's the manager card is what you just pulled in that bitch.
Make it happen.
My mom's the manager. She will fire you really nicely if you don't fucking make me that sandwich. Now, she is a great lady, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she, I seen they were hired, and I was like, I'm going to go back to Dairy Queen and work for Renata. Yeah. She would fire me in like a week. Mitch, honey, it's been nice having you, baby. I love the podcast. I love that you and my son are friends, but I'm going to have to fire you. So do you need a ride home or anything, honey? Take you a chicken sandwich with you.
You can't move around the kitchen fast enough.
Right. We sorry, with your foot drops really messing the flow of things up here. # prayers. That's funny. It has, though, man. Who else? Somebody else died. Oh, Prince Philip, right? Yeah, he was, 99 years old, though?
Yeah, 99, 100.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good life. He lived a life.
Yeah.
The Duke of Duchess.
The Duke of Duchess.
Duke of Duchess. I don't know.
I can't remember. Like Duke of Dukerton or
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I want. That's the
I don't
title.
know. Man,
The
we
Duke
fought
of
a
Dukerton.
revolution, so we don't have dukes and lords. Like we don't have that crap here. I don't know. But yeah, apparently he was married to Queen Elizabeth Billion whatever.
She's second, isn't she? Pretty sure she's the second.
It could be. I mean, they've had like queens forever. I was just saying, like, you know, it's like a very long royal line, but yeah, I mean, sucks that he died. I guess.
You guys ever watched The Crown?
Yeah,
no,
it's a good show.
I watched like 3 episodes.
Good, man.
I think I got also just to bring it back up. I think I got fired, so I don't know how to cook. I'm not
really
a good
have
cook.
to know how to cook.
Yeah, but you can't be serving raw hamburgers out to people.
No. Well, so there's this. I can't
dude,
remember
I was
her
asking
name.
you how to.
Well, I do okay now. I'm 37 years old almost. Like it's the seasoning I can't do. Like my wife can season things like really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how to season stuff. I use like garlic, salt and pepper, and that's it. Like
I can't remember her name, and you don't have to say it, Matt. But there was this like older woman with like short brown hair that had been in the kitchen there for fucking probably 30 years or something. She was
Day shift.
Yeah, like early, like the morning.
Yeah, okay, I know who it is.
She was a ruffian, man, and
yeah,
and she showed me how to do it. She's like, you put it on the grill, and you wait until the blood comes up, and then you flip it, and then you wait until the blood comes up, and then you flip it, and you do that until it's clear, and it's done.
Yeah,
I still use
That's
that.
a good
and she took it serious too, man. Like she like knew everybody that walked in the door. Like she's like, oh, that's so and so. They like it like this. I'll make it right for you, honey. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna develop this kind of rapport with people. I'm just.
But you do. You don't
money.
think you do, but you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember on Sundays. Sundays was like old people and fish. Like leave church, they come down and get fish sandwiches.
Dude,
and you remember
like,
everybody.
Church and fish, dude. I don't know what it is, but church and fish.
I think it's old people and fish.
Maybe the
church.
And Friday. That's a Catholic thing. We didn't see that a lot in Olive Hill. There's not a lot of Catholics, mainly Christian, but
I worked mornings, and it was a fucking sea of sausage and biscuits.
Right?
Yeah.
They got bomb ass sausage and biscuit and like whole breakfast in general. Like if you've got to do fast food breakfast, you got to go to Dairy Queen.
That's my favorite breakfast, man. As far as fast food goes, like I have not found another place that is fast food and does breakfast that I like better than Dairy Queen.
Dude,
although I did have a Wendy's sandwich the other day, and it was pretty awesome.
Dude, Wendy's breakfast is good. They don't do it like regular. It's not like a biscuit. It's like a bun or a roll.
Yeah,
like
they call it something. I got one the other day, and she called it some type of roll, and I was like, I want that.
Yeah, it's different than other places. I like Tudor's a lot. Since I came to Ashland, I started eating Tudor's quite a bit.
Biscuit World?
I see you're getting a White Castle.
Oh.
Yeah, Ashland's getting a White Castle. Not like
Ashland's
you specifically, not like they're getting a White Castle too. They posted a Facebook post. It was like, Ashland, Kentucky, we'll see you soon.
I fucking love White Castle, man.
Yeah.
Nothing's better than being shit-faced drunk and going to White Castle.
I would accept White Castle or Crystal. Either one would be fine.
Yeah, I like Crystal really well. They got those chicken rings.
Yeah.
Get those, a little bit of tomato and mayo. If they aren't lying to you about having tomatoes in there, like to keep some diced up for the salad, but then you ask for tomato, like, we don't have tomato. Like, bullshit. You got dices in there. Sprinkle that shit on there. Give me the sandwich.
I only ate Crystal one time, and it was when me and Matt Stevens, a bunch of friends, went to Mount Sterling to go see one of the Lord of the Rings movies when it came out. And we all got stoned and then went to Crystal Burger.
Sound like a good time.
I've had Crystal once, and it was like last year. The only time I ever had Crystal with you, Matt. We picked up a refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever had Crystal. Never had it before that.
It's good.
That was the first time?
Yeah.
I popped your Crystal cherry.
I'm kind of a prick. I like White Castle because I think it's better. I don't know.
It's basically White Castle. I don't really think it's any different, but
it's probably not. I don't know.
We got Crystal. We don't have White Castle unless you go to the grocery store and buy the White Castle boxes.
I just wait for those kids to sell them.
They're gonna open White Castle.
Don't those school kids sell like White Castle like boxes sometimes for like charity or fundraisers?
I don't know. Sell Little Caesars.
Little Caesars and some caramel brand caramel bars and some like crunchy brand crunchy bars.
Crunchy brand. No, see what's
awesome.
Like those chocolates. It's kind of like a Carmelo in a way.
Yeah,
but it just says caramel on it. That's all.
It's also like $1 a bar.
Yeah.
It's for the kids.
Which was super expensive when we were in. Like now, it's like, okay, I'll give you $1 for it. But when we were in school, it was like, motherfucker, I can get a Butterfinger for 50 cents. Why am I going to give you $1 for this?
Right.
But now it's like, okay, yeah, it's about the same as the store. Here's $1.
You know what?
We'll try.
In school,
actually, I think they upped it. I think it's $2 now.
Remember those round clear suckers that they sold in school? Just had like the plastic wrap on them. And like if you were selling those suckers, dude, fucking like the whole school, people would come up to you, you got any of them suckers?
Right. You got more of that sucker?
That's what it was like. It was fucking crazy.
I just touched some cigarettes.
Tyrone Jenkins.
Yeah.
I didn't smoke, but I'd take some cigarettes to school and sell them for like $2 a piece.
Fuck yeah. Entrepreneur.
I didn't smoke, but I'd make money off of them all day.
Yeah.
You was an original R. Littleton.
Dude, you could buy like a pack of cigarettes and make like $30-$40.
No joke. I remember having a date one night and I was like, I don't have any money. But I stopped down at like BP and the guy sold me cigarettes. I was like 15. Like you could tell too. I looked like I was 15. He was like, I don't give a shit. And I hustled them bitches all day and made date money.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Like that guy in New York got killed for selling Lucy's on the street corner, which is something that everybody in high school did like every day.
Yeah.
Like you're selling individual cigarettes out of the pack.
Unforgivable.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that should have never been a law. I mean, that's stupid. I mean,
you know.
Hey, if somebody wants to buy one cigarette off of you, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to give them that cigarette for like $1. If, as long as they're like over 21 now, but as long as you're at the time, if they was over 18 and they want one cigarette and they've got $1, who gives a shit? Your
cigarette. Make your money, boo-boo. Make your money.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Now you got to be 21, so all that shit's out the window.
Ain't that some shit?
I know. It is.
You can go back to the whole, right. That's my argument.
Yeah.
If you can be shot at and kill somebody and take your risk in your life, you should be able to have a damn beer or a cigarette if that's what you want.
Alcohol should have been lowered to 18, not cigarettes raised to 21 with alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I'm okay with whatever they choose. They want to go with 21 or 18, that's fine. But this whole, like, all right, well, when you're 18, you're an adult. But you're not really an adult. I mean, you're responsible for some of the dumbass decisions you do. But we still don't trust you with beer or alcohol. But you can carry a machine gun over in Afghanistan and kill terrorists and possibly die. Like, pick one. Are you an adult at 18 or are you an adult at 21? Go with that one. There you go.
And if you slap the fuck out of a smart mouth kid, you're going to prison.
Yeah. I mean, even with firearms, like, you can have a rifle or a shotgun at 18. But if you want a handgun, you have to be 21. Like, I don't understand.
The government's fucked up, like,
Yeah, I mean, they really need to
aren't wise. Like, it is what it is. Sucks.
But yet they're wanting to lower, like, they don't trust you with tobacco or alcohol until you're 21. But a lot of them are advocating that, 16-year-olds are very smart. We should lower the voting age to 16. Like, you can't even trust them with alcohol or beer till they're 21. Like, but you want to let them vote when they're 16? Like,
I would have voted for fucking the Hamburglar at 16 just to be a dick. Like, I don't know anything at 16.
I would have voted for, Joe Exotic? I'd have been like, vote for Joe Exotic.
Look who our president is. Hey, look, somebody's running this D's nuts. Yep. Boom.
We voted for Ross Perot.
Right. He never did it. Poor Ross never did make it.
I want to hear your coming story, Mitch.
Fuck that, man.
Come
Shit.
on.
Coming story.
Coming story.
For one, if it's spelled Cumin, it should be pronounced cumin, not cumin. If you're gonna pronounce it cumin, you put a Q in that motherfucker somewhere.
Yeah.
So, all right, this story pisses me off so much. So I'm working EMS, and the sad thing is, this happened like 8 years ago. Like up until then, I didn't know it wasn't pronounced cumin. But I was working EMS, and my partner was like super cute, and like I was trying to be all macho and like badass and like impress her with my knowledge. So I saved lives and shit as a paramedic. I'm like, shit, yeah, you know. And we were gonna make dinner that night, and I was like, I'm gonna cook. So we go down to their convenience store in the town I was working in, and I walked in. I was like, you know, we'll get some spices and I'll make some steak. And I asked the lady behind the counter. I said, "Where's your all's coming at?" And she said, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, I'm looking for I got some salt and pepper and I need some cumin. And she was like, hold on just a minute. Hang on. Hey, Debbie, come here for a minute. So not only does she laugh at me, she brings Debbie out of the deli.
What do you want
and
again?
She was like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. What? Debbie may know where it's at. What do you want again? And the girl I was working with, I had realized at that point, this guy's a fucking idiot.
You didn't realize
looked at me real
was
funny, and I was like, "Coming? Do y'all have coming here?" And Debbie was like, so at that point, I realized I'd fucked up, and I was like, "What is going on?" I was like, the spice, the spice coming in a little thing, and she was like, and I'm super pissed off, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, just you not have it here?" And she was like, "Oh, honey, I don't think this is the place you come for coming." And I was like, what? She was like, "Come here." And she gets real close to me and goes, "It's pronounced cumin." And I just looked at her, and I just laid my shit on the conveyor to the register, and I just walked off. I was like, you know what? I don't want it anyway. And I was, 28 years old when I realized it wasn't pronounced cumin, whichever who named that shit.
You can keep your coming.
You don't. Honestly, like, which one of y'all knew it was coming before somebody else told you? Or cumin? See, I can't even do it now.
So
did you instantly look at it and say it was cumin?
So I remember.
I've heard of it before I looked at the spelling, so I always knew it was cumin.
I remember.
I heard cumin, and then I looked at the way it was spelled, and I'm like, oh, cumin.
I remember that moment.
If I had read the spelling first without hearing the way it was pronounced, or somewhere elsewhere, I would have thought the same thing.
So I was following a recipe, and it had cumin in the ingredient list, and I had to go get cumin. So I read it, and I'm like, cumin? That's not right. It's cumin.
Nope, not when you're me. You done pissed me off. You done turned me to drinking. You done aggravate shit out of me.
Like, as soon as I was like, cumin? No, it's not coming. Like, it just didn't catch right in the brain. I was like, that's not what it is.
I mean, I thought it was weird, but I was like, man, I don't know. Paprika? Like,
paprika?
That's a weird ass one. Why wouldn't somebody name it Cumin? I don't know. It looks like Cumin.
Cream of tartar.
Right. Hey, speaking of, hey, Debbie, right there, if you're listening, you could have just like told me on the DL and like not made an ass out of me.
So, okay.
Go ahead.
Everybody in the grocery store, come up here and listen to this.
You told
she was like, "Oh,
here, come up here,"
and she laughed. She's like,
"You told a story. I will reward you with a Dustin story."
Nice.
I like it. Let me hear it.
Do you remember where Dustin used to live, like right across from the high school, between the middle school and the high school?
Right.
Well, there was a time, you may remember this, when Dustin got like expelled from the high school, he got pissed off at Jim Webb. So he goes, and you may have even heard about it because the cops were involved, but he destroyed Jim Webb's parking sign and like threw it over the hill towards the outdoor classroom. So it was snowing when he did this, And he goes and he tears down that parking sign and breaks it into pieces and he throws it over the hill. Then he goes like down, for people watching or listening that don't know, what I'm about to explain is basically walking about a mile in a circle. So basically his footsteps couldn't be traced. So he goes like down from the high school out to 60 and then out down to Fisher's. Then back around, back to his house. So the cops can't trace his footsteps. And it was like an hour later, not long at all, like an hour, that the cops showed up at his front door. And he answers it. And he's like, what's up? And they're like, you tore down that parking sign. They're like, we're here to arrest you. And he's like, okay. He said, you got me. I did it. He's like, but I just want to know how did you find me? Like, how'd you figure out it was me? They were like, well, we followed the footsteps that came from your house to the parking sign.
All that walking just straight across to the sign.
Yeah, so like when
perfect.
When he left the sign, he did all that to trace, like, to hide his footsteps, but he didn't do shit walking from his house to the sign.
He just I'm gonna go straight across the road. I'd been so pissed off. That's funny as hell. All that work, and they're like, "Well, what was it? Probably 20 feet,
Yeah.
20 maybe 20 yards, maybe to the roadside."
It was off his porch and across the road, and that was it.
Right? Oh, poor Dustin, man. Wow, I have to fix that. That's funny. Shit.
I remember like getting out of high school and just like going across the road to his house, and man, I mean, it felt like. Have you ever seen like some of those like movies that like kind of like a gang house or something? Just everybody like chilling out, like some of them like smoking, some of them drinking, some of them fucking up in the. You know, I remember he got pissed. He was like, "Who is fucking in my sister's room?"
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, shit.
It's ready to
I
beat
feel like there's a lot of Dustin stories out there. That's the new segment of the podcast. You have to let us have it in on a Dustin story every podcast from here out.
Got
Dustin, if you're listening, it's all in good fun. You just provide very good entertainment. We won't use your last name.
I've got plenty of Dustin stories.
Oh, shit,
It's
man.
I've been Dustin has been my best friend since we were 4, and
yeah,
I've seen a lot of Dustin shit. So,
No joke, yeah. Did you
I remember he'd get like upset with. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I remember he'd like him and Garrett had like some kind of issue going on, and like Garrett was like scared to death he was gonna kill him, and he like was just skating, and all of a sudden Dustin was like bap, like right in the face, and then that was it. Problem solved.
Because we
just
got
one punch to the face.
So what happened there is we were at my house, me and Garrett, and we got in trouble.
Yeah.
Granny got on to us about something.
Yeah.
And Garrett called Granny a bitch, and Dustin was like, hell no. And yeah, put him on his ass.
Making up for Granny, man. Nobody calls my granny a bitch.
Yeah. That was it, though. And it's just like one punch to the face, and he's like, all right, we're good now. We're good now.
Well, because that's how, like, dudes, like, that's how you handle shit, I feel like. Like, no offense to the ladies out there, but in my experience, like, ladies will drag an issue out for, like, weeks and months, and, like, they'll, like, go back doors and sabotage shit and plot revenge, and dudes are just like, hey, man, that pissed me fucking off, and punch you in the face and be like, hey, you want to go get a beer?
Well, and the thing about Dustin, like when he was younger too, like especially when we were like high school aged, he's the quickest to swing out of anybody I've ever met. Like, you could just be bullshitting. You may not even realize that he's mad. and you say something and just pow, just right there, just immediately.
Like he'll joke with you and then punch you in the face,
and it just comes out of nowhere. And like at least back in high school, he seemed like he hit like a fucking Mack truck. Like everybody I've ever seen Dustin hit went down, like one swing. Yeah. I've never seen anybody stay up.
It's not a bad quality to have, you know.
And I've been kind of lucky because he's very loyal to family too. Yeah. Like, I mean, I pissed him off a few times, but he has never tried to fight me. Ever. Like, never swung at me, nothing.
We got in a little fight.
Here's these podcasts and us talking all this shit, and he's gonna whoop everybody's ass.
We're not talking shit.
Not me. I'm family. Fuck you guys.
We did get in a little bit.
In the face, but I'm good.
We got a little
speaking of punching in the face, though, did you watch the fights yesterday? There's not a lot of punching in the face yesterday. There's a lot of wrestling. A lot of well, there was a kick in the nuts. Like rang the bell, kicked in the balls. Like as soon as it started.
Yeah,
but it wasn't as. Yeah, it was straight up kick, like straight in the nuts. I thought Kevin Holland would be a little, I guess. I don't think I thought he was going to win, but I thought it would be a better fight than it was.
Yeah. I don't know. He hurt Vettori. He just
when they were on their feet, he just couldn't. He couldn't do anything else. No grappling at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I heard it right. Like the commentators were talking about every time he would lock his hands behind his back, Kevin Holland didn't know what to do. He didn't realize that was what was happening, and he was just getting taken down time after time again.
Yeah,
like he set a record yesterday for takedowns. I mean, shit.
Yeah, he just took him down over and over. And even Holland got up a few times. He just didn't know how to really fight the takedown.
He got that eye busted up too, man, and he kept protecting that eye. So I think all in all, I mean, he just got dominated. But like I said, I think Darren Till would have given him a different challenge.
Yeah.
And I like to think, I don't like to, I mean, that would matter to me, but I think Darren Till would have probably tucked that fight.
Maybe.
But I like it.
Kind of wish I would have.
Darren Till's a legit striker too, though. So like, it's, I mean, he can fight. I don't know. This last one, there wasn't too much. There wasn't too much that I was too interested in. I mean,
and there wasn't like any straight up like big highlights, right? Like no big knockouts, nothing.
Mackenzie Dern looked good, but I will say
in 12 seconds. I mean,
she's got to be careful because she just beat up a really badass dude's wife. So,
well, you know, I mean, what are you gonna do? He's not gonna do nothing about it, is he?
Well, no, her wife is Amanda Nunes.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, but she ain't gonna. I don't think they'll fight anytime soon.
Yeah.
So Amanda Nunes is a UFC fighter, and her wife is also a UFC fighter?
Yeah, so Amanda Nunes is married to Nina. It was Nina Ansaroff, but now when she fights, she goes by Nina Nunes.
And their baby, they just kicks everybody's baby's ass in daycare, I'm sure.
The you know what? That Sam Alvey Julian Marquez fight was good.
Dude, I didn't watch any of it because I didn't realize it started at 3:00 our time.
Mike Perry got beat up pretty bad.
Mike Perry got dominated, and I like Mike Perry. I seen that Darren Till offered to train him. That's legit. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Because Mike Perry goes with that whole no team, right? He's like
he had a team this time, and they said that he was looking great, and he did look good. I think Mike Perry's got a couple things kind of wrong. He's not real big for the division, so he's fighting these like long guys, and he's just not that long, and he doesn't.
So what do you think? He
hasn't really
changed the division.
I don't know, or learn how to be a short guy to get on the inside. He just kind of walks through and gets eat up.
Right. I like watching him. He's entertaining. But yeah, man, he got like completely dominated in that fight yesterday. I just seen highlights of it, but I don't know, man. I think it would be cool to watch him, train with Hill or Darren Till and see kind of what come out of that. Because up till now, he hasn't had a team, right? He's always done it on his own or some shit.
Mostly, and like even for a while, his wife was his only corner person.
That's what he comes like this weird approach to things, like offering people to like be in his corner and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
What
What do you think happens to him now? Like who does he fight next?
I don't know. He kind of fights random people anyway. He's never really did too much, like as far as working up rankings or going like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't ever see him being like a champ, but like he can get on like a streak and do okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, even when he was on streaks, though, like he never really climbed the rankings that much. Like he just kind of fought random people.
Dude, I'm so pumped for this weekend though. This Jake Paul Ben Askren fight.
That one, that's gonna be fun.
It is, dude. I mean, it's got the potential to be like it's. So I feel like if Ben wins, Jake Paul shuts up. Maybe. Because if you lose to Ben Askren, you're not calling out Conor McGregor. You're not calling out any of these other guys.
No.
But if he wins, if he beat Ben Askren, like I don't put it past Conor to take that fight.
I don't think it goes straight to Conor. Here's what I think. I think if he beats Askren, he goes for Danis. And he will beat Danis because Danis is not a boxer. He was a really good jiu-jitsu guy, but even in Bellator, he's not like even a mediocre, like medium level Bellator guy, right? He's still in like the very, very beginnings of his career. So he'll beat Danis, and Danis is what probably leads to Conor because Danis trains with Conor.
I don't want to see this fight Saturday go to like the judges.
Yeah, I'd rather it be.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know that it will, but I feel like before Ben gets, it's boxing.
I don't see.
All right, go on. Sorry.
I don't see Jake Paul knocking Ben Askren out. So he did get knocked out bad to Jorge Masvidal, but outside of that, he's never been rocked in his career. Like he's never been hurt. So
I mean, we talked about it last week. He took some blows, man, before.
Yeah.
And so he's again, he's an Olympic gold medalist. Like he's got that mentality of an Olympic wrestler. So he trains and he puts in the time and he knows what's up. And he wouldn't have took this fight if he wasn't 100% confident he could win, I don't think.
I think it's likely if it goes to the judges that Jake Paul probably wins. But I don't know. That's hard to say. I don't think he knocks him out, though. Then you got Kelvin Gastelum versus Robert Whittaker this weekend.
That's a good fight. I got Whittaker on that. I'm just a Whittaker fan, though. So
I like both. I don't know. Probably Whittaker. Gastelum's a really good boxer.
I like Gastelum. I like his personality. I like the things he does, and he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of respect for Whittaker. I think he's a hell of a fighter, and he went toe to toe with Izzy, man, until he took that shot.
Yeah,
it's like when he took it. That was it. But it was a hell of a fight until then.
You got Jeremy Stevens and Jakar Close.
I'm a Stevens fan, so
yeah, he's fun. Arlovsky is fighting Chase Sherman. There's only 3 fights that I really care too much about this weekend, and we'll watch the Jake Paul circus because that's just fun.
It's gonna be a good time. Is there other fights on that? There is some other fights on that card with Jake Paul, right?
Yeah, I think there's another.
Is there like celebrity fights? Is that what's going on?
Maybe some. I think there's another like old time boxer fight.
This ain't where like what's that guy from Backstreet Boys is fighting, or his brother, or whatever his name is?
Nick
Carter. Aaron Carter. He's fighting like Lamar Odom or something.
Okay,
ain't that right?
This card is Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, Regis Prograis versus Ivan Redchak.
Redcock.
Something like that.
Ivan Redcock.
It's R-E-D. Listen, it is like Redcock. It's R-E-D-K-A-C-H.
Yeah, that's completely Redcock. That's coming all over for me.
Yeah, that's Ivan Redcock, and he is going to win with a name like that.
Steve
I've
Cunningham.
never even heard of this guy, but with a name like Redcock, he's beating ass right now.
I think this is the old boxer fight. I think Steve Cunningham, I believe he's a pro boxer, and a retired one maybe. He's fighting Frank Mir.
Frank Mir, he's shit. I like Frank Mir though.
Joe Fournier versus Andre Felipe. That's a long ass name. Andre Felipe Robledo Londano.
Yeah. All right.
That's why you lead the UFC talk right there. I can't pronounce any of these damn names. I don't even know. If I was a betting man, I would just have to bet all the simple names.
Yeah.
I think
I'm going to have to go with the simple name one on that one.
I
I
don't know any of these other people. So like those top three. So Paul versus Askren, Ivan Redcock. I don't even know those guys, but I'm gonna watch it because Redcock.
Yeah, I mean
exactly.
Then Cunningham versus Mir. But that's kind of boxing cards though. They're not very stacked. Like you've got maybe three fights at the top, and then a bunch of shit nobody cares about.
Right.
Yeah.
After like boxing was cool before the UFC, but
yeah,
even like Tyson Fury fights, man, it's just so much grabbing and hugging and like clinch work that it's just like, eh.
You know what was cool is so one FC did their first TNT card this past weekend. And so what they do is they have their MMA card, and then usually at the end they do like a couple Muay Thai fights. And Muay Thai is the shit. They had what was that? Rod Chang.
I don't know. I've
see.
seen some Muay Thai fights though, and they're wild. I don't know who Rod Ching is, but
Rod.
He don't know.
Rod
you gotta
Tang.
look it up. Tang?
Rod Tang. Rod Tang. That's his name. He's a Muay Thai.
Is that one name?
Rod Tang. It's just
Rod Tang?
Rod Tang.
I'm so confused.
Rod Tang.
Rod.
Rod Tang, son.
Like Rod, like from Florida. Rod.
Like Ramrod.
Like Hot Rod.
From Florida. He said from Florida.
But he's an Asian dude, so there's the Tang. So it's Rod Tang.
Right.
It's one word. Rod Tang.
I got you.
Oh, it's all one word. I thought it was like first name and last name.
No, it's
Mr. Tang.
Like first name Rod, last name delicious orange drink.
No, his last name is Jit Magnon.
Rod Tang it is. All right, go on.
But the Muay Thai is like super sweet. That card didn't go great. Eddie Alvarez got DQ'd for bullshit head strikes.
Quick.
And Demetrius Johnson got knocked the fuck out.
Quick. Well, not quick, but he did get knocked out hard.
Yeah, he was briefly out, but he was out.
Right.
Like he went unconscious. 100%.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to make that so they've been on TV before, right? On cable, and then they came back, right?
I don't know.
UFC was on ABC yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're making this real like commercialized mainstream now.
Yeah.
So
that's part of the
cool.
ESPN deal.
Right.
One I think is going to be on TNT every Friday. I think is the plan.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's okay. And they have the Muay Thai fights, and I don't know. Muay Thai should probably be bigger than it is. It's like MMA without boring stuff. Like it's all the fun stuff.
Nice.
Right, but everybody likes strikes. Everybody likes punches.
Yeah.
I think that's where you lose a lot of people unless you're into the actual like the art of Muay Thai or the art of all that, and you respect that. Everybody just wants to see somebody get punched in the face.
Yeah, there's a lot of leg kicks and stuff like that.
Right.
There's some clinching, but not. It's like boxing. It's like kickboxing and 4-ounce gloves, I guess. Kind of what it's like.
I got that.
Yeah.
But there's some good stuff. I know we'll talk about it in some next episodes, but this has got a good month of fights.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I said you got Jorge fighting in a couple weeks, and it's gonna be a good month, man.
Yeah.
There's actually the next few weeks are like even into May. There's some good fights. So, but I've enjoyed. Boys, I know it's getting late for everybody. we're rolling out of time.
We got some cool stuff coming up though. Next week we got we're gonna have some drunk stories. We're working on our first conspiracy episode. That's gonna be
That'll be good. We gotta slow that down because we go to that rabbit hole, we may never come back.
Yeah,
conspiracies are wild, man. Like I love to dabble in conspiracies, but they get me quick.
We're kind of ironing out the plans. It's going to be very carefully planned. The way we don't run too crazy with it, but we're working on it.
QAnon rabbit hole, and
I think I'm gonna leave QAnon alone for that episode because
that's wild.
That's a good idea because man, there's like so much to it. I mean, it just fucking goes way farther than what we can even capture in an hour.
I do think we should talk about Into the Storm on like an episode, but not like a.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Not like a full episode. Just we watch it and we talk about it, and that's it.
Yeah, we can review that. I think that'd be real cool. But I do think the conspiracy theory episode is real cool, man. But I'm real bad about just letting it sink in, and all of a sudden I'm like 3:00 in the morning on my phone, like reading somebody's post from like 4 years ago that led me to another post to another post, and my wife wakes up and I got like crazy shit going on in the house protecting us. So yeah, I do want to take a minute. Go ahead,
like.
Matt.
I remember years ago, I was watching like an episode of like Alex Jones. And he was talking about Pedophile Island. I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, like a couple of years later, on NBC and all the major networks, it's like Jeffrey Epstein on Pedophile Island. And I'm like, man, he got it right. I mean, he's crazy on a lot of stuff, but he was like, he had this years ago. Like he fucking called it.
I doubt that. I think that was like a Nostradamus type thing. Like Alex Jones.
I mean, it was the same thing with the Lolita Express. He actually talked about all that shit years beforehand.
He talks about so much shit. Like so much shit. Gay frogs.
He'll get something right eventually.
Yeah. Like he's gonna nail something.
Right.
Like a stop clock's right twice a day. But it was just weird. I mean, when watching that, I was like,
don't get me wrong.
I mean, it made me kind of like, man, maybe he's not completely full of shit. I mean, where he ends up is kind of messed up a lot of times, but where he starts isn't completely off base.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
But he takes certain information and just kind of goes way into left field. Like,
I like Alex
he'll take
Jones.
like governments experimenting on frogs to check out hormones into government's making the frogs gay. I mean, like he'll take like, just a little bit of information and fucking ad lib like an entire narrative onto it. And it's wild. But yeah, I mean, he's a funny guy to watch.
Yeah, I like him.
He fucking blows up, dude.
He's more of a character than I think a lot of people realize. Like I don't think he's really all that, but and I think it's great. Like I like him. He's just full of shit. Like that's
he'll even tell you. Like he said it on Rogan a few times. Yeah. But yeah,
we're gonna get into some conspiracy
theory. Wouldn't be good.
Yep. See, we start talking about conspiracies and we're already going off on
right, no joke. It's what happens, man. Hey, I do want to tell everybody thanks for checking us out because we've had kind of an influx of streams and downloads lately, and I guess between the last episode and this episode, we've seen an incline and everybody checking us out. So definitely, before anything else, I just want to say thanks to everybody that watches and listens, that shares our stuff. We are more appreciative than you will ever know for that. I know I blow everybody's Facebook and Twitter and Instagram up with posts, but we appreciate the hell out of it. I'm going to keep doing it because of that. And everybody, it's nice to see
everybody supporting like it's working, right? Like we can see it. The climb on our charts has just been insane.
And it's such a feel good thing. Like you guys like out there, we share that with each other like 12 times a day. We're texting each other all day about the downloads and the streams and just like so pumped about it, man. And
the subscribers,
it's awesome.
Views.
Yeah, look how many we got. And it's cool, man, because it's like we we took a break, like at the end of the fall, or I guess beginning of the fall, end of fall last year. We took this big hiatus, like off. And I don't know if it's because we weren't seeing what we wanted to see, or maybe we just had life in general. But we came back for season 2 and busted it out, man. And we've done well. We've had cool guests. We've done, the episodes just us, man. We all enjoy so much, and it shows, man. I think when we're having fun and we're doing things we want to do, it definitely shows in our episodes. And I guess evidently people enjoy that, man. So definitely thank you guys. Don't forget to check us out. As always, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. As far as if you're just listening, all the podcast platforms. We're on all major podcast platforms. Definitely on YouTube.
Yep, YouTube.com.
You get to see our ugly mugs on YouTube.
The Mitch and Matt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Blake usually throws up some URLs at some point.
Yes.
So if you guys have any trouble, you can always follow some kind of link that we posted in Facebook.
Yeah, it's always
and if
available.
you have time to watch an entire clip, we also have those TLDW clips that just shows like some highlights from previous episodes. So if you don't have an hour to devote, you can kind of get some clip notes to see if it's something you would like, and if you like it, then you can watch the whole episode. We're trying to make it as user-friendly as we can. So.
He tells at the end of an episode.
Right. That nobody's going to stick around and watch.
That should have been like the intro.
So if you did stick around for this episode, hey, you could have watched the shorter version. Hey, boys, it's been fun as always. I appreciate your all's time, hard work, everybody that listens and checks us out. Either way you listen to it, just listening or watching, whatever you guys do. Especially if you share our stuff with your friends, family, coworkers, whatever it is, we are truly appreciative. I'm appreciative to you guys. I'm also appreciative. I love you too. I get real appreciative when I'm drunk, as y'all can tell with Tony Fleece. Meatloaf. All right, boys. It's been a good time. Season 2, episode 5 in the books.
Yes.
And we'll catch up again next week.